Hello fellow Ozians, I'm the Louisiana Quadling, a Wizard of Oz collector and enthusiast, and welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about the latest issue of the Baum Bugle. Now, what is the Baum Bugle? It's a magazine printed by the International Wizard of Oz Club. To get the Baum Bugle, you have to become a member of the International Wizard of Oz Club. I provided a link down below to their website. The Bugle has been published since the club's inception in 1957 and is published triannually. This issue included a flyer with a new membership policy for the Oz Club. Previously, if you joined the Oz Club later on during the year, after either one or two of the Bugles had been published, you would not only receive the new issues that came out that same year, you would also receive the back issues that were printed that same year. They've now changed this policy to, if you get a membership later on in the year, you won't receive those back issues. You'll be receiving everything that comes out from the time that you started your membership to a full year after it has ended. I hope that made sense. Anyways, you can send your membership dues by either mail or online. But today we are looking at the final issue from last year, the Winter 2021 issue. As usual, I'm not going to cover everything that was in this issue of the Baum Bugle. I'm going to give you my highlights of what I liked. This is volume 65, number 3. This issue covers Ruth Plumly Thompson's first Oz book, The Royal Book of Oz's Centennial. The cover here is the same cover art reproduced from the actual book, Royal Book of Oz. You can kind of see how mine's a little faded compared to how beautiful the magazine cover looks here, but we'll go with it. A lot of discussion in this issue covers the mystery behind who actually wrote the Royal Book of Oz. L. Frank Baum died in 1919 and had written 2 Oz books that had yet to be published. These were The Magic of Oz and Glinda of Oz. The Royal Book of Oz claims that L. Frank Baum wrote the book and Ruth Plumly Thompson edited it. But did he actually write it? Newspapers back in 1921 were just the same as confused as we are today. Scott Cummings' article gives some funny excerpts from newspapers. One claimed the book was written by Baum's wife, Maud. But the most humorous comment came from the Literary Review. Their take on this new Oz book was that it wasn't as magical as previous Oz books, and they even went so far as to criticize the cover art. Like, what's wrong with this cover art? Weirdos. Anyways, the real kicker is right here. Now just, let me adjust my glasses and get my literary voice on so that we can all sound dignified. Let us continue. We can afford to be discriminating, and many of us will pass over these new Oz books. If we do buy them, we shall find that they are of a breed of book that is packed up after a season and sent away to the free nursery, while other books of our day and generation, like The Breezes, The Little Man with One Shoe, and Fairies and Chimneys, will take their secure place on the shelf. Now, I know what you were probably thinking. What were those books that I just listed off at all? Well, I bet this person thought they sounded really, really smart, bringing up 3 books that would go out of print decades before the Royal Book of Oz ever did. You were saying? Yeah? Yeah. It's exactly what I thought. Suck it! My next highlight is written by an Oz friend of mine, Peter Hanf, and covers the crossover from Baum to Thompson through letters both authors wrote to the book publisher. There were lots of little nuggets that I really enjoyed in this article through those letters. The first of which was that L. Frank Baum wasn't satisfied with John Arneal's illustrations. My dad is an artist, and he's illustrated children's books just like what John Arneal did. And I can tell you that L. Frank Baum sounded exactly like all of the authors my dad has ever worked with. Never satisfied with what you're doing, and would only give vague descriptions of what they want. Truly interesting that L. Frank Baum was the same. I don't love him any less, but I thought it was funny. To add even more confusion to who wrote the Royal Book of Oz, L. Frank Baum's last letter to the publisher said the following: I have finished the writing of the second Oz book, Beyond the Tin Woodman of Oz, which will give you a manuscript for 1919 and 1920. Also, there is material for another book. So, in case anything happens to me, the Baum books can be issued until and including 1921. So, wait. Did L. Frank Baum actually come up with the ideas for the Royal Book of Oz, and Ruth Thompson actually did expand it? Unfortunately, we don't have any letters from Ruth Thompson during the crossover from Baum to Thompson, so that's really the only little nugget of information that we have, that possibly this came from that, but it might be that he left notes for a book that never came to be. The article has reproduced Ruth Plumly Thompson's original contract with Riley and Lee, and in that contract it read that this manuscript is to be published by us in 1921 as by L. Frank Baum, edited by Ruth Plumly Thompson. So at the end of the day, it's up in the air as to who wrote the book, or conceptualized it. Do you think L. Frank Baum did, or do you think it was completely all Ruth's ideas? Comment down below. Next, we've got sheet music. Ruth Thompson wrote an Oz-themed play that was in circulation for many years, and featured 3 original Ozzy-themed songs. The Scarecrow song is reproduced in this issue, which is really cool. It's made so that it's printed right in the middle of the issue, so you can easily remove these pages and sit down at your piano and play the music. I'm happy they thought of us musicians in the way that they printed the music and included it in this issue. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking now that we've gotten to the inclusion of music. This issue came out and was mailed a month and a half ago. So, surely the reason why I've waited to make this video was so that I could learn the music and play it in the video. If only that were true. It's not the reason why. I just had other things ready before this and they went out before this, so sorry. If you want me to play that music, comment down below. I will certainly clunk it out, get it learned, and we'll have that recorded in a future video. Okay, so I didn't know if I should include this in this video or not, but here we go. So, last year's recipient of the L. Frank Baum Memorial Award was a very good friend of mine and my family, and that was Lynn Belts. And Lynn unexpectedly died at the end of last year. And I first met Lynn at the first International Wizard of Oz Club convention that I went to, and that was in 2014. And she was one of many Oz Club members that instantaneously made me feel welcome and part of the group. From there, she was not only a friend, but whenever I would think of the Oz Club, she would come to mind. And, you know, she visited us in Louisiana multiple times. She would come down and visit, and we were actually planning on seeing her again in just a couple of weeks. She was really a wonderful person. She volunteered so much of her time for the club, and I just want to say that I'm really going to miss her, and I'm really going to miss her smile. And that is just a sample of what you are going to get in this issue of the Baum Bugle. If you are not a member of the International Wizard of Oz Club, please follow the link to their website and join the club.